Hey, what's up, guys? I've got a bunch of games here in this handy dandy container here. I'm going to be doing a collection video for, well, you may be able to tell, but Super Nintendo. Now, my buddy Wesker on here, he pretty much been doing these collection videos a lot, and I kind of thought about doing it. I wasn't too sure, but I guess I'll do one, and hope you guys enjoy. I don't have a lot of games, so this won't be a very long video, I hope, unless I get running off on it. So, let's get going. Open this up. Keep my games as dust-free as possible, even though there's dust all over this. Anywho, let's start off with Start off with the game closest to me. First game is Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Not my original copy. I actually, well, have a bit of a story behind that, but yeah, GameStop opened near my house a long time ago, and yeah, well, my original copy actually got stolen from me, but I had another copy that I got right after, and yeah, after a while GameStop took it. But anyway, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, very good game. At one time, my favorite game of all time. I haven't played it in a while. I remember last time I played it, I was kind of getting a little bored of it because I've beaten this at least probably 15-ish times and know all the secrets and stuff. It's a very, very, very good game, and I don't know, if I was to rate it just on memories and all that junk, this game would be right up there. So it's a very, very good game, though. If you've never played it, get it. Alright, next game. Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo. Duh. God, this thing's gonna fall off. Anyway, Yoshi's Island. Game I really never played very much at all of back in the older days of when I had the Super Nintendo, when it was all new and junk. I think I rented it once, didn't really play much of it, but in later years I played it on an emulator or something, and I was like, this is pretty cool. Give it a shot. So I also had it on the Game Boy Advance, but I bought it for the Super Nintendo as well, and it's a phenomenal game. I didn't even know until sort of recently that it was touted as Super Mario World 2, so that's pretty neat. Definitely doesn't feel like it should be called Super Mario World 2, but it's a really awesome game. There's a lot of cool levels in this, music, and it's kind of not rare, but it's rare to see people who really have this game. So yeah, it's an awesome game. Next game, Castlevania 4, which yeah, this game is really hard, but I did beat it recently, like a year or two ago. And it's got some of the best music I've ever heard in a game, and very good challenge, very good graphics for the Super Nintendo. And me and my brother used to rent this game all the time, never actually owned it, so this is the first time I've actually owned it. And, you know, back in the day when you saw Konami on your game, you knew that you were getting some quality stuff. You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Contra, stuff like that. You just knew you were getting a good game, and this is no exception. Gives me kind of like a nostalgia thing when you start it up and it's got the Konami thing that comes up. It's kind of funny because I actually thought this copy of the game was broken when I first got it, because the Konami logo takes longer than I remember to come up. It takes like a couple seconds before the logo thing even starts, so I just turn it on, nothing. Turn it off, turn it on, nothing. So that's kind of an interesting little fact. But it works fine, so it's a great game. I did beat that recently. I don't know if I said that, but I did beat it recently for the first time. Good stuff. Games are falling all over. Our other game, Super Metroid. Metroid games have been some of my favorite games. Some people are questioning me that I didn't have this game on my top 30 games of all time. And it's just because, I mean, I like this game, but I don't like it as much as the other Metroid games. Some people might find that really weird because some people think this is the best game ever made, but I don't know. It just feels more planned out. Like the older, the original NES Metroid and Metroid Prime, they just felt like a larger world that you can find a lot more secrets and a lot more cool little areas. Like the original game, I remember playing it when I was a kid, and I'd find like new areas I've never seen before, like a lot of different times that I played it. And just left me with that wonderment. This game has a lot of that, but not quite as much for me. I don't know. Maybe it's because the secrets in this game actually are more fair. Some of the secrets in the NES one, you have to like bomb a random floor or something, but I don't know. Maybe I just like that. It was cool. But this game itself, really awesome, and it's a pretty long game as well. And I've been kind of thinking of playing this recently, so who knows? Fantastic. Alright, next game we've got here, Super Punch-Out. And this one, not quite as good as the original, of course, but this game is probably almost more difficult than the NES one, because I remember a lot about the different techniques in that game. I can get by on just pure wit alone. But this one, some of the guys have some crazy techniques that I still really don't know how to surpass. I did beat this game. I rented it a long time ago. And I remember actually, when I rented it one time, I found, like, I misplaced the manual or something, and then, like, years later I found it in my basement. That's where my Super Nintendo used to be. That's kind of hilarious to me, so, I don't know. But this game, really good. No Mike Tyson in it, though, of course. But it felt really good to beat this game. But I will say that the final bosses weren't very tough. So, I don't know. I probably couldn't beat them very good at all today, but I remember back when I was a kid, I beat the final bosses, like, perfect. So, I don't know. Not quite as legendary as the original game for me. But, good game nonetheless. Alright, here's one of my most rented Super Nintendo games of all time. Illusion of Gaia. A lot of people probably not heard of this one, but it's made by Enix, and it's it's kind of like a Zelda type game actually, and I don't know, I just like this game. It's got like that kind of wonderment to it where you're just exploring. It's got great music and cool story and stuff. Not quite as good when you play it nowadays. You can kind of tell it's geared more towards kids. And you know, that's not a problem with me, but it doesn't hit me as hard as it used to. But I used to remember this was like the holy grail for me. Whenever I need just wondering what I should rent, I would rent this game. I beat it like once or twice. I just remember like running this, it was just like awesome. I mean, I'd run and just play. So definitely a good game. Maybe I'll get back into it one of these days. I don't know.